Story 1. My best friend turned my house into her OnlyFans studio. So, buckle up. Reddit, because I'm about to drop a situation that's got me questioning my entire moral compass, my friendship, and whether I'm the bad guy here. My best friend, let's call her Jess, recently hit rock bottom when she got booted from her apartment. No, not because of her job. But that's a whole other can of worms I'm not opening here. She called me up in tears, saying she had nowhere to go. And as her ride-or-die BFF of over a decade, I didn't even hesitate. Of course you can stay with me, I said, like the saint I thought I was. We hauled all her furniture and big stuff into a storage unit, and she rolled up to my place with a couple of suitcases. Emergency situation, right? I've got a spare room. She's my girl. No brainer. Here's where it gets spicy. Jess does OnlyFans for a living. Full-time, no side hustle, just straight up of. She's been doing it for years, raking in decent cash, and I've never judged her for it. Live your truth, girl. You do you. I knew that's how she paid her bills. But when I said yes to her crashing with me, I swear I wasn't even thinking about her work-from-home setup. My brain was just in crisis mode. Help friend. Spare room. Done. Fast forward to the next day. I drop my 7-year-old daughter off at school, come back home to start my own work, and point WS corporate gig, lots of Zoom calls, and Jess strolls into my kitchen at noon like it's no big deal. She's in sweats, sipping coffee, and casually drops this bomb. Hey, I've got some videos I need to make today. I freeze. My brain instantly connects the dots. Oh, are those videos? I'm not dumb, so I try to play it cool and ask, okay, are you gonna be quiet during these videos? She laughs like, full-on cackles and goes, no, but you're my best friend, so I don't care if you hear me. Excuse me, what? I blink at her, dumbfounded, and say, yeah, well, I care if I hear you. I'm not gonna lie, Jess. I'm not cool with you filming porn in my house. She smirks, like I'm being dramatic, and I add, you can take your pics or whatever, that's fine, but no videos, and definitely not while my daughter's home. That's when the vibe shifts. She gets all snippy and huffs. Custom video requests are where I make most of my money. I've got a backlog of clients waiting. I double down, I get that. But I'm not comfortable with it. Not here. She rolls her eyes and goes, just wear headphones. Oh, honey, I do wear headphones because I'm on work calls all day. You think my boss wants to hear oohs and ahs in the background while I'm pitching quarterly reports? I tell her this, and she's like, well, I can't be quiet. It's not what they pay for. So I put my foot down. If you can't be silent, then no, I'm sorry. But I can't have that in my house. Cue the meltdown. Jess is now pissed. She's acting like I've personally sabotaged her entire career, saying I'm stopping her from making decent coin while she's stuck here, and how she has nowhere else to go to film. She's guilting me hard, and I'll admit, I feel like crap about it. But am I wrong for not wanting my home where I live with my child to turn into an X-rated soundstage? AITA. Edit. YALL. Are blowing up my inbox. So here's some clarity, okay? Since half of you keep suggesting why doesn't she just rent a hotel room? I asked her that. Jess claims hotels would kick her out if they caught wind of what she's doing fair, I guess. And she swears she didn't think I'd care as long as my daughter wasn't around. I honestly assumed she'd take a break from the loud stuff while she's here. She's got money saved up, she's not broke, so I figured she'd just chill on the video grind for a bit. She's actively hunting for a new place to rent. So this isn't a forever thing. It's just a stopgap because I'm her emergency lifeline. Also, let's clear this up. Jess isn't some wild, reckless party girl. Outside of her gig, she's super normal dresses like she's headed to Target, not a strip club, and she's been in my daughter's life since day one. My kid adores Auntie Jess, and she's never exposed her to anything sketchy. This isn't about her being a bad influence, it's literally just the noise factor. And no, she's not bringing dudes over to bang. It's solo content, but apparently the kind that requires Oscar-worthy vocal performances. I just don't want to hear it, especially not while I'm trying to sound professional on calls. Oh, and why she got kicked out? Not relevant. But since you're all nosy, it was a landlord dispute. Nothing to do with her job. That's all you're getting. So, Reddit, hit me with it. Ata for drawing the line. Or is she tar for thinking my house is her personal studio? Story 2. I cut off my entire family after they betrayed me. Am I wrong? I, 29F, have been the backbone of my family since 2019, single-handedly holding it together while drowning in stress and exhaustion. Picture this. I've been the primary provider for my younger siblings, Sam, 23M, Emma, 23F, and Troy, 25M, ever since our mum passed away 5 years ago. Growing up, my father, 60M, was an emotionally abusive tyrant who'd scream us into submission, leaving scars that still sting today. When Mum died, I didn't hesitate. I stepped up. I paid for my siblings' education, their groceries, their clothes, hell. I even covered the electric bill when it was about to get shut off, all while juggling 2 jobs and barely keeping my own head above water. My father, retired with a measly pension that couldn't even cover his coffee habit. Did he help? Of course not. Instead, he remarried in 2021 to his wife, 55F, and the two of them turned into financial leeches, constantly guilt-tripping my siblings for cash, while contributing exactly 0 to the family. Fast forward to last month, and here's where the real drama explodes. I found out, through the most convoluted game of telephone, that my brother Sam hit the jackpot. A massive financial windfall. We're talking life-changing money, did he tell me. The sister who's been breaking her back for him since he was in high school. Nope, he hid it like some shady criminal mastermind. What did he do with it instead? Buckle up, because this is where it gets infuriating. First, Sam donated a huge chunk to his church. Fine, whatever. He's always been the holier-than-thou type. Then he wired a fat stack of cash to our father who, by the way, fed him a sob story about facing eviction. Spoiler alert, Dad lied. That money didn't save a home. It paid for his wife's father's burial, a man I've never even met. Then Sam sent another portion to Dad's wife directly like, why? And if that wasn't enough, he gave a cut to our other brother, Troy, the same Troy who stole from our dying mother's purse years ago and never faced consequences because family forgives, right? Meanwhile, I'm over here like, hello, remember me? The one who kept you all alive. I only found out because my sister Emma, Sam's twin, mind you, went back home for a visit. Troy, in a rare moment of loose-lipped honesty, probably because he was gloating, spilled the beans to her. Emma, bless her soul, called me immediately, horrified by the secrecy. So I confronted Sam. His excuse? He was finalizing results. What does that even mean? The money's already gone. Dude, he admitted he intentionally kept me in the dark while he played Santa Claus to everyone else. Oh, and get this. Emma's starting law school this fall. She's been stressed out of her mind about tuition, and Sam, her twin, didn't even think to toss her a dime, but he had plenty to give to Troy, the thief, and Dad, the liar. I'm not even mad about the money itself. I'm comfortable enough. I don't need a handout. What stings is the betrayal. For all, for years, I've sacrificed everything, my time, my savings, my sanity to make sure my siblings had a shot at life. I didn't expect a thank you parade, but I at least thought I'd earned enough respect to not be treated like some irrelevant outsider. The second one of them struck gold. And the kicker, when I told Emma how hurt I was, she went back to Dad to mediate because she's a saint, and he had the audacity to call her a destroyer for daring to tell me the truth. Now, Emma's caught in the crossfire, sobbing and begging me to let it go and forgive them because the family's imploding, and she's getting the blame. That was my breaking point. I'm done. I cut them all off. Dad and his wife, Sam, Troy, gone, blocked, deleted from my life. The only one I'm keeping is Emma, because she's the only one who didn't stab me in the back. But now, the fallout's hitting hard. Sam's texting me sob stories about how he didn't mean to hurt me and just wanted to help everyone. Troy's calling me selfish for tearing the family apart. Dad's wife even had the nerve to say I'm punishing them for my own control issues. And poor Emma's stuck in the middle, pleading with me to reconsider because she hates seeing everyone fight. Here's my dilemma. I'm standing my ground. I refuse to forgive them. After years of carrying this family on my shoulders, only to be treated like I don't even exist the moment they don't need me anymore. I'm out. But part of me wonders if I'm overreacting. Was I too harsh? Should I give them a chance to explain? Or am I right to burn this bridge and never look back? So, Reddit. Ate her for cutting off my entire family, except Emma, and refusing to forgive them. Story 3. I exposed my wife's affair and ruined everything. I 37M have been married to my wife, 37F, for 11 years, together for 16. We've got 3 kids, 14M, 9M, and 3F, and we own a house together. Sounds picture perfect, right? Wrong. Our marriage has been a chaotic roller coaster from the jump, and I'll own my part. I've been a garbage husband for most of it. I cheated on her multiple times early on, haven't in over 5 years. Mind you, but the scars I left on her heart, yeah, they never healed. She's been carrying that pain like a backpack full of bricks, and I was too dumb or too selfish to notice. Fast forward to 6 months ago. She reconnected with some old guy friend from her past after his brother died. Our marriage was already coasting on fumes, no passion, no connection, just 2 roommates raising kids. She was vulnerable. He was there. And boom, she spilled her soul to him. Next thing you know, she's head over heels in love with this dude, and they've been sneaking around behind my back. Meanwhile, the first over here, clueless as a bag of hammers. There were signs, late-night texts, her pulling away, the cold shoulder, but I didn't clock it. Call it denial or just being a checked-out idiot. 2 weeks ago, it all hit the fan. Her contempt for me had been simmering for months, and I finally manned up and asked, "What's going on?" She dropped the bomb. She's not happy, hasn't been for ages, and she wants a divorce. I pressed her, "Is there someone else?" And at first, she lied straight to my face. But then she cracked, tears streaming, and confessed she's in love with this guy, and they hooked up last week. Here's the kicker. Up until that moment, I was the only man she'd ever slept with. She's a church girl, raised on purity and promises. So this wasn't just some fling, it was a seismic shift. I was gutted, shattered. The betrayal stung worse than anything I'd ever dished out. I knew the guy vaguely through her family. He lives far away, has a girlfriend, and kids of his own. In my hurt, okay, fine. My petty, vengeful hurt. I decided his girlfriend deserved to know what kind of slime she was shacked up with. So I tracked her down and spilled the tea. All of it. The affair, the lies, the whole sordid mess. She didn't hesitate. She dumped his sorry ass and kicked him to the curb that same day. Here's where it gets juicy. That implosion ricocheted back to my wife. Her precious affair partner stopped talking to her cold turkey. Turns out, he was just a predator who saw an easy mark in her vulnerability. He never loved her, never wanted a future with her. He played her like a fiddle, and now she's heartbroken, sobbing over a guy who used her and tossed her aside. And who does she blame? Me. She's furious, I told his girlfriend. Says I ruined her chance at true happiness. Now she's giving me the silent treatment, acting like I'm the villain in her tragic love story. So, Reddit. Ate her for telling the affair partner's girlfriend. Did I cross a line? Or was this poetic justice for a cheater getting what's coming? Edit. Clearing up the wife-girlfriend mix-up and adding some context, all right. People got confused, my bad. The affair guy has a girlfriend, not a wife. Fix that. Also, let's unpack this mess a bit more, because the comments are already a war zone. Yes, I've cheated in the past multiple times. Years ago, I'm not proud of it. We agreed to move forward, and she said she'd work on trusting me again. I've been faithful for over 5 years now, and she does trust me. I wouldn't dare step out again. I've changed, folks. She helped me become a better man. I was the bad boy stereotype when we met. Think tattoos, motorcycles, zero morals. She was the sweet church girl who couldn't resist the thrill. 5 years ago, you wouldn't recognize me compared to now. I'm a different person. But here's the twist. She's not squeaky clean either. She's had emotional affairs before old guy friends she'd get too cozy with online. Nothing physical, just heart eyes over text. I forgave her every time because I'm not exactly in a position to throw stones. She's a devout Christian or so, I thought. Super active in our church. Always preaching forgiveness until it's her turn to own up, apparently. This physical affair. It's a whole new level for her. I never thought she'd cross that line. Update. The plot thickens. And I'm speechless, buckle up. Because this just got wilder. My soon-to-be ex-wife. She's not even heartbroken anymore, she's in denial. The affair partner's ex-girlfriend, who I've been chatting with, more on that later, told me he admitted to her that my wife was just a distraction he never cared about. When I confronted my wife with this, she refused to believe it. She's clinging to this fantasy that he's her soulmate, even though he's ghosted her. Meanwhile, the AP's girlfriend dumped him for good, and he's out on his ass. I don't know if my ex and the AP are back together, honestly. I wouldn't be shocked if they rekindled their trash fire of a relationship. They're both desperate and delusional enough to deserve each other. She's moved out of the house now, and I'm left picking up the pieces with the kids. Here's the wild part. I've been talking to the AP's ex-girlfriend a lot. She's an absolute rock star, smart tot kind, and has helped me process this betrayal like a champ. We're not flirting or anything, calm down. Reddit, but she's been a lifeline. I fully expect my ex and her affair dude to end up together, cheating on each other until the wheels fall off. They're a match made in hell. As for me, I'm heartbroken not just over the marriage, but because the woman I thought was my best friend, my ride or die, treats me like I'm invisible now. The kids are my priority, and I'll be okay eventually. Thanks to everyone who's offered real advice, you've kept me sane. So, final verdict. AITH. Story 4. Caught in a financial tug-of-war, my boyfriend's demands versus my family's future. My 37 boyfriend, Ben 42, has been asking weird questions and expecting me to do things that would go against my plans for my own family. Things have been working out for me in the past few years, but this year has been amazing. I decided to cut down on my daily workload a bit after I got 3 accounts that are helping me reach some financial goals. I'm planning on buying a house for my family. I downsized my current living situation, renting, after my kids went to live temporarily with my parents for this semester, while I completed my certified training and graduated from my present program in uni. My new place isn't as nice looking as other places, but the price was a good cut from living expenses for me. I can both walk to the office, and uni and I hardly have to move my car for anything. I'm saving money that I'm putting in an account for my kids. Ben absolutely hates my place. It's clean and in a relatively safe area. It's just that it's a mix of student area, old families, and traffic can get messy from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. And some houses are simple and elegant, and some look like tacky add-ons. I don't care if my place doesn't look nice on the outside. It's not like it's an eyesore. And it's up to me to make it livable on the inside. I had 2 other choices. Choice A cost $200 less than my previous place, with access to a community pool and 2 bedrooms. I don't need more than 1 bedroom at the moment, and I don't really have time to enjoy the pool. Choice B was a bit lower, but about 45 minutes away. It was beautiful and close to the school where Ben's kid went. He did hint at it, but he would have needed to get on the lease and come up with the difference between this place and my new studio apartment that I chose. Also, living together is a major decision, and right now, I really need to focus on my career and education. He said he understood, but he didn't take it well. He told me that his daughter was disappointed because she would have liked a nice place to hang out. Ben lives in an apartment. It's an average place with no problems or issues, so what he said came out as a weird remark. Fast forward, and he started asking questions. First, he asked if I would be interested in partnering with him for a business idea. I said no because I already made a commitment to self-fund my own venture. Second, I'm not familiar with the industry that he wanted to break into. Then, he began noticing things about things that I owned. I'm not hiding that I'm financially stable, but I don't spend a lot. He did notice that I've bought a few nice items and started telling jokes that felt harmless. Then he said that I was loaded and that his daughter would be an awesome protege. I stayed quiet, because I think he might have been offended. But there's no way in hell that I would allow entrance to what I've built to anyone other than my kids. Also, he said that I should treat his daughter as very special because I only had boys. And she's my chance to have a girl in the family, his words. Don't get me wrong, she's a good kid. I have never missed out on gifting her nice and thoughtful presents on her birthdays and the holidays. But his words created a sense of discomfort and disgust for me. It felt like reversed sexism, and I told him, she and I have a decent relationship, but there's no way that I will give her access to my money if that means to treat her as my own. I know this sounds very wrong, but it's how I feel. She's not the kind of kid who's a bully or nasty or anything, but she's not my child, and every time that he asks for things, I feel like he's trying to get me to take from my kids to give to her. It happened again when I gave her a short-term weekend job. The office cleaning lady wasn't available, so I hired his daughter for a Saturday cleaning. She did a good job. I paid her and took her to the mall to get her some makeup that she wanted, and she came back next weekend. When he picked her up, he started joking that she would start from the bottom and rise to be top executive, like any other kid at their family business. I didn't say anything because she was there, but I did approach him later on and mentioned it to him. I tried to be gentle, but it was important for us to at least discuss expectations. His initial reaction wasn't what I expected. To be fair, I think he got nervous or embarrassed, but I didn't like his reaction. So he said something about me potentially putting her in my will. I'd like to clarify that he laughed, so I think it was a joke. But I also think that he wouldn't have clarified if I'd gone along. I simply stayed quiet and told him that I cared about his daughter, but it isn't fair to create any expectations. I've worked so hard to give my kids a better future, and it's taken me over 10 years, and the fact that he only sees the results without taking my past and my ordeal into consideration feels disrespectful. I also mentioned how he wanted me to change my budget and plans for a different property, while he knew that moving together isn't an option, and that he stayed silent when I mentioned he would have needed to pay the difference on the lease. Also, I mentioned that I would not make unnecessary sacrifices. Nothing else was said. He stormed out of my car, and this is why I feel like the asshole here started walking with his hand in his pocket and a weak smirk. I had to drive slowly next to him to convince him to get back inside the car, because I hate Dr. David Banner scenes. He looked like a kicked puppy. After I dropped him off, he has been sending me texts about being disconnected from what a blended family actually is, showing that I think his daughter is inferior, being a hypocrite, and bullying. This has disturbed my inner peace, because I'm just defending whatever legacy I have built. And having to do it against my partner just doesn't feel right. We talked about it, and he apologized. And I did the same in case I was too harsh. He said we could find some middle ground, and I was open to it. When he talked about helping him create a business for his daughter, I began to get angry because, again, it would be sweat equity for me. I declined because I did all the sweating I had to, but it was for me. And what he's asking just isn't fair. It's a responsibility. And I truly like to do things appropriately. I don't want to say yes and do it half-ass, and I don't want to work for free. I also don't want to mix anything between business and pleasure because it's my network and my contacts, and again, it could go very nice and well, or it could be a shit show, and I don't want that. I'm also concerned that he will ramp up and keep asking and asking for things. He said that if I don't help, he will feel like we will never build anything together. I said he needed to hire a consultant, but he stayed quiet. So I told him that he shouldn't place the responsibility of his present situation on me. He said that I'm probably blinded by my success, but that one day, I'll wake up single and lonely. I asked if he was threatening to leave me, and he said I'm not acting like a helpful partner. I asked for a break, and he freaked out. I'm just trying to keep my mental health in check because his constant asking and jokes have made me anxious. Also, I'm very angry and thinking that he just wants a handout. I texted him this morning asking to talk. I want to break up. He said he hopes I'm not planning on dumping him because it would mean that I just tricked him into a break. He posted something about his own mental health today. 8/4, deciding to end things. We haven't talked yet, but that's my intention. I don't see his kid as inferior at all. I just want to keep my money out of it. Edit, to the judgmental people calling me names for letting my kids live with my parents for this semester only. Please enlighten me. Would it be a great option to reject a good opportunity and finish my education to gain your approval? Right, because not doing my best to give them a good financial start in life is a better option. Also, where did you get that I'm an absent mother? Did I say that I don't see them or spend time with them? To those who offer advice, thank you. To those who disagree but jump to mothers, should not do what they can to secure their kids' financial future and stay poor, but at home. Thanks.